Our third speaker is John Thomas. He's known as the vegan bodybuilder, and he uses plant-based foods and talks about their impact on your body. And he's going to be introduced by Aaron DeMarinis. Aaron, do you want to introduce John Thomas?
Of course. What an honor to have him here with me. We've spoken on a few podcasts together and a few events all about nutrition, and he's been vegan for over 20 years now. And he has disproved everybody that vegans cannot gain muscle on a plant-based diet. He is walking, living proof. Yes, love it. And he's vegan for the animals, but if you look at him, you know he is also vegan for health. And there's not any one reason that anyone should not be vegan. There's so many reasons for our planet, for our health, but John really does promote vegan bodybuilding, and he has helped as a vegan coach, help so many people gain muscle, gain their lives back, reverse diseases, make them healthier, feeling better. I mean, he's just done so much, and I've watched it online, and it's such an honor to have you here with us today, and I can't wait to hear what you have to tell us. So speak away.
Aw, thank you so much, Aaron. You're so sweet and kind, and I'm honored to be here. And yeah, I have been a vegan for over 20 years now, and bodybuilder for 18 of those years. I was actually vegan before I started lifting weights, so I have a little presentation here for everyone. Hopefully, we'll consider it somewhat entertaining. So I will share my screen. Right. And I will be happy to answer any questions. So if you have questions, please um, let them be known at the end, or you can type them out during and we can go back after. But can you guys see what I'm sharing? Awesome. All right. So who is already vegan or plant-based? I want to make this interactive, try and get some of the people here. I came without a shirt to try and like wake some people up in case I'm not super entertaining. I'll at least try and be funny. So if you guys are already plant-based or vegan, let's put it in the chat. I won't be able to see it till after, so I'll trust that you've done it by now. And then who eats mostly plant-based? Give everybody a second. All right. And then who's curious? That's the important part. If you're curious, I hope that something in this presentation speaks to you. I hope that we're able to get those gears turning because I was not always vegan myself. So who am I? Vegan for 20 years. This was when I wrestled right before I started lifting weights. I was about 14 years old. I'm an athlete. I'm a coach. And I think to me, the most important part is I'm an activist. I have helped over 500 people improve their health and fitness. And I have done this on a 100% plant-based diet. I have been vegan since before I even touched a weight. So I'm not here to tell you what to believe, just to show you what's possible. And this is my own story. I wanted to push things to the extreme. I became last year the world's largest vegan bodybuilder, at least to the best of my knowledge. I got up to 275 pounds. This is me before going on stage on the right. Clearly you can get all the protein that you need from plants. So in 2025, I helped create the Vegan Squad coaching team. That's huge to me because I've worked with over 500 people, but that's still not enough. We need to help literally everyone in the world with their fitness, but also their health and also for the environment, for the planet, for the animals. So our goal, it's a little bit lofty. We want to help at least 10 million people. I'd love to see that before my time on this earth is over. And that's why we created this super awesome team. So I want to try and connect with anybody that's maybe on the fence or maybe they weren't there yet, but I wasn't always vegan. I was around 4 years old or so in this photo with our family dog, and I have the fish on the right because this was the first instance that I could imagine that maybe I was a vegan person without even knowing that that was a word. But I did know the word fish, and my dad asked me if I wanted to eat fish one day while we were camping, and I said yes, of course. And he had gone fishing down by the dock, took me with him, and pulled the fish out of the water and put it on the dock. And I watched this animal suffocating, this individual that wanted to live, wanted to go back in the water. And at 4 years old, I threw a fit and I guess like threw myself down on the dock and made enough noise and a spectacle that my father put the fish back in the water and gave him another chance to live another day. Probably went from that to go eat a ham sandwich or something else. But it was the first time in my life that I realized the fish that swims in the water is the same as the fish that people would put on their plates. For me, the moment that really changed, I remember exactly where I was standing in my parents' yard next to a yellow slide. My best friend came over. Her mom would always bring us McDonald's, and we'd always eat hamburgers. And so one day I went to eat my hamburger, and she pointed at me and she said, "If you eat that hamburger, you are killing a cow." And my initial emotion, I still remember it. It was anger. I was angry that she would tell me I was wrong, angry that her mom would do something that was supposedly wrong, angry that my parents would advocate for something that was wrong. And at this time, I did not think it was wrong. But logically, I knew she was correct. I could not have the hamburger without killing a cow. And within the next 3 to 4 months, I slowly transitioned into becoming a vegetarian. I did not know anyone else doing this. And I kind of thought that was the end of the story. And then my mom messed up. I was 13 years old. On the way to middle school, she handed me a PETA magazine. She said, maybe you can learn how to cook some other things for yourself. And it had an article saying why vegetarian isn't enough. And me being 13 and knowing everything that there is to know in the world, went in here to rip a new butthole for the person who wrote the article. And by the time I got to middle school, I realized for every reason I went vegetarian, I also had to go vegan. Looking and seeing what happened to the mother hens, to their baby chicks, seeing what happens to the dairy cows, I realized I didn't want to be a part of this. I didn't know anyone else doing it. I didn't even know if it was possible. I didn't even know if it was healthy. I thought maybe I'll die, but I'll try it for at least a week. And now it's been a very, very long 20-year-long week. This is me graduating middle school, wearing the most vegan belt I could find, the only one that Target had. It was a cloth belt, but I made sure that it was vegan and didn't contribute to the suffering of any animal, or later I would realize the environment. So just some, I'm sure this has been covered, but some of the health benefits of veganism: heart health, digestion, reducing inflammation, supports energy and longevity. And this is another point where I can try and wake some people up and get them interactive. Who here in the comments has known someone that's had diabetes, cancer, heart attacks, or another preventable disease? Me, I lost my dad to cancer. I wished he would have gone plant-based. I wish we could have convinced him to try another way to live that would be better for him, better for the environment, better for the animals. And I really don't think that most diseases really are, family specific. It's not necessarily genetic. I think it is lifestyle factors that affect the majority of these. That's why they're considered preventable diseases. So animals agriculture's impact on the planet, I think this is wherever you stand on animal rights. If you want to continue standing on planet Earth, this is where we need to wake up. This is where we need to speak up. This is where we need to educate. The leading cause of deforestation is factory farming. 15% of the global greenhouse gas emissions, more than all transportation combined. And what really woke me up, one of the documentaries I watched most recently was Seaspiracy, seeing just how much we destroy the oceans with commercial farming. We pollute waters. You want to even come down to human rights issues such as racism. These factories are often put in lower socioeconomic communities. Speaking blatantly, Black people in the United States are more likely to deal with crap like this than anyone else. So it's just one more way that we can learn to find what we want to change in the world and continue to speak up for it and be educated. So for me, this was the reason why I went vegan. This is the reason why I went vegetarian. The animals, we've been sold a lie. This is what free range looks like. Pigs, smarter than dogs. If you love dogs, you should love pigs. They're held in these gestation crates their whole life. And here's exactly how the mother cows look when they take milk. Not exactly fun things. So coming up, got some graphic content. If you're already vegan, feel free to look away. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So see this, like, if we were to show this to a 5-year-old, no problem, right? Like, this is your food, son, daughter. This is what we eat. This is what mommy and daddy eat. But this is what we feed our kids. And so if you're vegan, I know this hurts to see. And if you're not yet vegan, you might want to look away. But if you are vegan and you don't want to see this, we got to keep speaking. This is why I've done this for 20 years. I wish I had found my voice sooner. And I'm sorry I have to show you this, but I wanted to stop. Whether you're vegan or not, the more we can speak up, the more we can end this and go back to this. This is where I want to be. I hope I never have to show another unhappy photo the rest of my life. And maybe one day people will wake up. So I think I'm living proof. I've done this for 20 years. We got Aaron here, done this for, I think, even longer than me. Like, we don't have to cause harm. So why would we? We don't have to be perfect. It took me several months to go vegetarian and then several years to realize that veganism was even a thing. It was the first vegan I knew. This was 20 years ago. So we've come a long way. But progress is better than perfection. If you can start with one meal a day, one day a week, get started. Seriously, it's really not that hard. One meal at a time, one swap at a time. There's so many different things. You can try almond milk instead of regular milk. Just start making the swaps and realize that you can do this. You have the power here. Stay focused on your why. If you have a strong reason why you want to make the change, anybody can do this. So I've put some easy food swaps here. Instead of animal meats, you can go with tofu, tempeh, seitan, vegan meats. Instead of eggs from a chicken, you can use just egg. Instead of cow's milk, we've got so many options now. There's vegan butters, vegan cheeses, vegan mayo. There's just about a vegan option for everything. I would say if you're looking for the health side, whole foods plant-based is a great place to start. But hey, if you're going to have that cheap burger on Friday, you could at least have an Impossible Burger. So when people say there's not a whole lot of options for vegans, like, there are so many options. There's more edible foods, edible vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, edible plants than there are all of the edible animals combined. So maybe this is new to some people, but I think just a reminder of what is out there. I'm not going to read these all off. There's so many options. So common fears, these are things. I've worked with 500 people who brought me questions before going vegan, things that they aren't exactly sure if they can do or not. Protein, I say that's easy. I got up to 275 pounds last year. I was eating about 370 grams of protein a day. I am the world's largest bodybuilding vegan, but you definitely don't have to eat that much. I think even just for regular people, like for my mom, 50 to 60 grams a day is plenty. It's not that hard to get. Whole foods plant-based will take you there. Cost, often cheaper. I mean, you don't have to eat all the vegan specialty meats, things like oats, nuts, seeds, rice, beans, bananas. Those are some of the cheapest foods in the world, calorie per dollar, and they're all relatively healthy. Common fears, things like taste. Well, I've tried so many new things as a vegan. My girlfriend went vegan 2 years ago and showed me all these things that I didn't even know were vegan. There's so much out there. And once you start making it a tradition, my family's done vegan Thanksgiving for 15 years in a row now. Like and they're not even all vegan, but they just cook it that way because it's easier. You can be the change. You can help influence other people that may not be all the way there yet. Social situations, my advice, beyond presentations like this, or come hang out, see other like-minded people, find a community, go to local meetups. There's a lot out there. And you can start making an impact today. Simply educating yourself is a big part of this. So, final thoughts. I'm going to open this up for questions. It's about to end. And now, I'll leave you with a choice. I sincerely encourage you to follow your own heart and your own moral compass. Consider that each meal has an impact, positive or negative, for the animals, for the planet, for the people that love you, for you. And I've shown you the impacts upon the animals, the planet, and your health. So the decision is yours. Will you choose kindness, compassion, and health? I sincerely hope that you do. A little bit more about us. I just want to show you a little bit more social proof. We've got vegans on our team that are coaches for anywhere from 2 years to 20 years. Just proving that you can go vegan and build muscle, proving that you can be vegan and get all the protein you need and live your best life while doing it. So survive this presentation. All you got is this lousy t-shirt. Trying to keep it entertaining, at least a little bit funny. These are some of our success stories, some of the people we've worked with over the years. Sergio is one of the coolest ones to me. He's an activist, and he came to me saying he wanted to show up and be a better part for the role. I think that's one thing that we get to be as vegans. Like, by choosing this lifestyle, people are going to judge you. So let's take away whatever ammo we can. Let's be fit. Let's be in shape. Let's be healthy. And in 6 months, Sergio lost 30 pounds and gained a lot of muscle. and he learned to actually love what he sees in the mirror. And I think some of that was just being able to commit to his cause a bit better. So our gift to you, the Vegan Squad coaching team, I talked to them. They want to give out anybody that came to this presentation, anyone that's watching it, a free month of one-on-one coaching. We have a guide for protein, a high protein cookbook, and also a month in our community so you can meet some other like-minded people. And just so you know, you'll save each year about 200 animals, 1.1 million gallons of water, 30 to 45 acres of land, and 1.5 to 2.5 metric tons of CO2. So it's, to me, it's a no-brainer. Please, if you have any questions, you can grab that, or I'll drop the link in the chat as well. You can save it. You got a friend that's on the fence, a family member that's on the fence, send them this link. We'll help anyone that we can. Again, we want to help 10 million people. That's, I think, a dent in what we need to do. My goal for me is to pave the way a little bit easier to make it easier for the next generation. 20 years ago, there weren't a whole lot of options. Nobody really knew what vegan was or what vegan meant. I got asked all the time, like, I don't even know what that is. Can you tell me? And now people usually ask me how I do it or why I do it. And so I think that's progress. I think the fact that almost every restaurant now has a vegan option, that's progress as well. It's something that can be done. If I could do it 20 years ago when I was 13, I promise you can do it now. I've got so many people to look to for examples. And I think you'll also find, I'll say this, since I've started hanging out with these coaches on my team, I have exponentially improved my own happiness and realized that there's other people out there doing this and that we can be happy and build the world that we want to see. All we have to do is step up and do it. So, all right. I will come back to presentate. Oh, not that one. I need to stop sharing. I will come back, answer any questions that anyone has. Just drop the link in the chat. Oh, I hope this is the right one. If anybody wants to grab that, they can, or after they can as well. Super open to ask for anyone to ask any questions or.
So, John, I have a question. This is Jane, and I wanted to ask if I can steal some of your slides. Some of those are really terrific.
You can have them all. Yeah, for sure.
It was a wonderful presentation, and I love all the consumer focused information to make it really easy and let people know that
Yeah.
yes, they can do it, and yes, there are so many options, and it's changed, I think, from 20 years ago.
100%. I mean, still, the Whole Foods plant-based has been the same, right? We haven't built any new, to my knowledge, vegetables or fruits or nuts or seeds. But for people that like to go out and eat or other things like that, there's so many open options now that we didn't have before. And I can't take all the credit. My team helped build this slide. So Coach Alex, he wrote that for me, but I'm happy to share it with you. And I
It's a
think
great piece of work.
thank you. It's education. The more that we the more education we can, the better. Oh, I'm seeing I now
Is
see
there
a different chat. I was in the wrong chat. So um let me see here. Chat is disabled. Okay. They're
I
asking how
had
they can connect. I don't know exactly how to do
You're
that.
asking how to connect?
So
Yeah.
John, if
I
you
think I can
scroll down, if you hit the Q&A, you can see all the
Yeah.
questions posted.
Okay. All right. How many grams of protein do I eat in a day? Last year I was doing about 370 grams a day. This year, anywhere from 300 to 350. It's still on the higher side. So I'm not encouraging anyone else to do this unless you're trying to be the world's largest vegan bodybuilder yourself. Chris said some people in a group chat were debating which is the best vegan protein powder. And then also, why do we need protein powder anyways? Elephants, rhinos, gorillas don't need them. So I think based on digestibility, like what seems to digest well for people, one of the best ones I've found is a pea protein isolate. I also have had great success with soy protein isolate. Like the first 5 years, like that was all I could find. I don't really love the rice ones as much because they don't seem to, they're a little bit more gritty. But pea protein is what I've been using majority. We don't need protein powder. I view it as just another food source. I don't think it's like a magical supplement or anything like that. It's almost like we don't exactly need flour. We don't need bread. But you can use protein powder. I think it's convenience at the end of the day. After the gym, you can make a shake, super easy. Or if you don't feel like I don't always feel like cooking tofu, so I'll maybe throw some protein powder in with oatmeal. I'll probably do that for my next meal actually, just because it's fast. But yeah, it's not, you don't need it. But Brian said he's felt like he's hit a wall with
So,
his
John,
weightlifting.
could we
Oh,
stop here
gotta,
because we have two
yeah,
more speakers, and I'm getting worried that they won't get a chance to
yeah, yeah.
share their stories. But maybe you could answer in the chat, or we could come back at the end of the two speakers. Thank you so much.